Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, for another episode of the Ball Boys podcast. And today I'm only joined by one of my co-hosts, Naeem. So how you feeling today, man?
Doing good, bro. Got some good games to talk about as always. Shout out, shout out, shout out to the Real Madrid game as well today. Watch that.
Yes. Tati Castellanos, man. He was in the MLS, bro.
hmm
Killing over there at NYCFC, man. Came to Girona on loan. And I scoring super hat tricks against them boys, man. Yeah, you don't are good this season though, but yeah, like you said, we to focus more on the Premier League. We have three Premier League games and two FA Cup games, some semifinals that happened that set up a Manchester derby in the FA Cup final that we'll get to in a little bit. But first, we start off, like I said, with the Premier League games. We had Arsenal taking on Southampton in a very dramatic game on both sides of the table. Obviously, Arsenal
hmm
trying to hold on to their very narrow, what was a
hmm
marginal lead at the top of the table, and has now become pretty much invisible
Noticed.
because they're only five. After this result, they're only 5 points on top of the table with two games in hand. With City having two games in hand, so pretty much it's in City's hands now. Um, and of course, tomorrow we have that
hmm
matchup Manchester City against Arsenal, man.
Yeah.
So this game to talk about this game for a little bit. Arsenal obviously going down early 2-0 against Southampton after 14 minutes. Alcaraz
hmm
and Theo Walcott scoring to shake. I mean, that's the only way to describe it. Arsenal were just shook, bro. They were shook, bro. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going
Dude,
on.
like you, bro. Dude, not to cut you off, but like you literally texted in the group chat, bro. The Emirates were it was
Bro,
so dead.
it
That
was
first half was so dead, bro.
it was scary
It
how
was.
quiet that stadium was, bro. Like I've never heard a stadium like literally like bro, it was silent, bro. No one like it was like a funeral in there, man. But it was just I don't know what it is with this Arsenal team, bro. Because time
hmm
after time after time, we see them get off to these slow start, literally 28 seconds, and Alcaraz
hmm
scores off of a Ramsdale mistake, bro. And we've talked about Arsenal's resolve and their spirit and all that things earlier. Whether or not they really got that experience to close out this title, man. These last 3 or 4 games, however many games it's been, where they just looked atrocious is really worrying, man. It's really worrying.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like as you said, the last few games that have been draws, it's like in those games I've realized like it's been Arsenal starting off pretty well, like especially like,
Hmm.
obviously the Liverpool game, the West Ham game. They started off well and then they shut down in the second half. But this game was total opposite, bro. They came out obviously it was like I think it was the first minute or so. Dude, Ramsdale just gives the ball away and Alcaraz scores.
It's
He had
28
a pretty good
seconds.
game. It was 28 seconds, yeah. So
Yeah,
he scores. He also had the second goal Southampton had. He had a beautiful assist to Theo
yeah,
Walcott,
beautiful ball.
and yeah, and then at that point it's 2-0. The Emirates is dead. Arsenal look like they have the life sucked out of them. They don't even look like they don't. They look like the Arsenal of last year where they were trying to fight for top four
The
and they
Arsenal
didn't
of
even get
old,
that.
man.
Yeah, but then the second half starts. I mean, they go down 3-0. Wait, no,
Three
they go
one,
win.
three
Oh
one.
wait, no, no. Oh, Martinelli. Yeah, Martinelli scored right before
Yeah,
half. He looked like their only like hope in that first half, in my opinion, man. Like, I don't know. The whole team just like dead. They didn't have any resolve or any passion at that point. But they go into half 2-1. Then they come out. The game goes on, and then again from a set piece, man, they go down 3-1, bro. At that point, it's like bro, like at that point, I think everyone thought, dude, yeah, the season's over, bro. Like City got this. And then, dude, two late goals. Like it was almost like it was written. Like at that point, like it
yeah.
looked like Southampton just gave them the two goals. Like it didn't make any sense as to how they scored those goals. But I mean, Odegaard scores one and Saka scores one. At that point, it's 3-3. They almost ended up winning the game.
Yeah.
A Trussard hit the post on
Hit
one
the
of his
post,
shots,
man.
or hit the crossbar. But man, dude, there's no way I see Arsenal beating City, bro. Like at this point, it is even if honestly, even if Arsenal beats City, it'll be what like. they'll still City would be down 8 with 2 games in hand, right?
Hmm.
If I do the math.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, it's still not even if Arsenal win, it's still not like clear that they'll be champions. So
I think I mean
it's
the
tough.
thing that would benefit them the most is like right now, like I said, like I
Mhm,
mentioned just a little while ago, like as of right now, it's in City's hands because they have 2 games in
mhm,
hand and they're 5 points behind. Obviously, that's 2 wins that you need, and City can go top. It's in completely in City's control now. If City can, I mean, sorry, if Arsenal can win that game tomorrow,
mhm,
then it gets back into Arsenal's hand. It's like you control your own destiny, and I always mention that when talking about things like this, or when a team has a lead on another one, controlling your own destiny is a very important thing because
mhm,
obviously you don't have to rely on teams like Southampton or whoever City has to play left. You don't have to rely on them to
mhm,
to beat City or draw against City, which is something
mhm,
that at this point is almost unfathomable because City have been in peak form as of the past like month or two, and Arsenal have been collapsing the way they have.
mhm,
But yeah, like this Arsenal team, man. I mean, not to obviously games like this, and we discussed it in the last episode. This was a must-win game for Arsenal, especially after the games against Liverpool,
mhm,
West Ham. Like they had to show their resolve and how good they were at bouncing back in this match, and
mhm,
they weren't able to really do that. Um, I thought that at the back, Zinchenko and Gabrielle and Rob Holding, it was just
mhm,
calamitous back there over the course of the whole 90 minutes, man. And
mhm.
obviously, we talked about Saliba and Gabrielle being one of the best partnerships this season in the Premier League. Ever since Saliba went out with his injury, bro, Gabrielle just hasn't looked the same,
Dude.
man. And he completely. We mentioned Walcott's goal and the brilliant pass that Alcaraz had, but the
Mhm.
truth is, Gabrielle on that goal was just lost. Like
Yeah.
Walcott just crept behind him, and he's just too slow to react, and that's just what happens when you. And it doesn't matter what team against in the Premier League because every team has the quality players that can punish you when you have defensive lapses like that. You know what I'm saying? Were you about to say something?
Yeah. No, I mean, dude, you read my mind. Like,
Mhm.
as a good pass that it was a great pass from Alcaraz, but man, Gabriel, bro, like you gotta look over your shoulder to see what Theo Walcott is, bro. Like he looked lost
Yeah.
out there. I don't know what he was doing. And then obviously you said the Saliba game. I'm not sure, but I remember Tomiyasu went down, and I think did Saliba and Tomiyasu both go down in that Sporting game that they lost?
Was
I remember
Yeah, it was like it was
Tomiyasu going down.
yeah, it was around that time.
Yeah, like, dude, around especially that Sporting game, I think they lost Tomiyasu and they lost I'm guessing they lost Saliba as well. But dude, if let's say they didn't lose Tomiyasu that game, they would have been able to move Ben White into center back and
Right.
then have Tomiyasu at right back, and they could have been more stable. But dude, they lost them both, and now they have to deal
Tommy
with Rob Holding.
Tommy Yasu has also looked a loss in a lot of games. Though, to be fair,
Yeah,
this season, was it the Liverpool game that he played in that he was looking lost? I can't remember if it was the Liverpool game
and
or
it was I think the very first game was that City game when they got thrashed. Remember
yeah,
the
oh yeah,
goal?
City, it was
Yeah,
City.
the
Yep,
City
you're right,
game.
Yes, that
The
game
City game.
he looked crazy out there in that match, bro. And it's like, bro, the options like these injuries, and I like I said, I don't
Mhm.
want to blame everything on injuries because it is what it
Just how
is,
it
but
goes. Yeah.
it's just not like the same for Arsenal. And aside from injuries, like I said, Zinchenko defensively this game was just atrocious. On the third goal that Car scored from the set piece, it was flicked on, and he just completely lost him. Like he was supposed to be marking him off, but I guess he just got a little confused after the flick on, wasn't paying
Mhm.
attention to his surroundings, and Car's there behind him to
Mhm.
tuck it into the back of the net.
Yeah.
And it's getting really worrying though because obviously Saliba, his return date as of right now is just unknown pretty much, and it's not looking
Mhm.
like the reports are conflicting. Like I've seen some reports that are saying that Arsenal are fearing that he could literally be out for the rest of the season, and then there are some
Mhm.
reports that are saying that he's slowly ramping up. And the City game, it's pretty much looking like it's not possible for him to come back for. But
Mhm.
whether or not he can come back for the rest of the season, which obviously, if Arsenal do want to secure this title, he's probably the most imperative person that's out right now for them that they would need to continue that charge and to finalize any results that could help them win the title. But yeah, as of right now, man, I'm seeing reports Saliba will not be available to face Man City on Wednesday, and that he's failed assessments to show sufficient progress. Bro, it's like without him, the defense just looks it just doesn't look complete, bro. It doesn't.
Hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, I've seen like a lot of Arsenal fans blaming the whole, I guess, like a little bad form on Rob Holding, which is kind of crazy in my opinion because it's more
Mm.
than Rob. I know Rob Holding has been too well. I've also seen like how like they like to play out the back, and it's like when you watch them pass, it's like they'll look at Rob Holding and be like, nah, man, let me try to go for a harder pass up the field, and they're just scared to give him the ball. And I
Yeah,
get that, but it's like that affects the team a lot. Don't get me wrong, but like, bro, there's so many. Just everyone's like, where's Saka been these last few weeks? Where's Thomas Partey? Thomas Partey has been
Partey's been
bad. You s-
bad.
you you said Zinchenko, he's been bad. I mean, it's been all
Rams,
over the
don't forget
pitch,
Rams.
bro.
Bro, Ramsdale for the
Ramsdale as
past
well.
like a month. These like bro, Arsenal
Mhm,
conceded a worrying amount of goals.
mhm,
And obviously that's in part of the defense, but Ramsdale obviously has had multiple mistakes in the past
mhm.
few games that have literally gifted the opposition goals.
Yeah.
And that cannot like if I'm being real,
Mhm.
this is just not the stuff of champions, man. Like this isn't
Yeah.
champion form from Arsenal.
Yeah.
Um and I want to talk about Gabriel Jesus up top as well. I know he had
Mm-mm.
the injury, of course, so that's a little bit of a grace that I can give to him to not be as hard on him. But bro, like I don't see a reason why, especially after the few games that we saw where Trossard started up top is like kind of like a false nine kind of thing. I don't
Mhm.
see why there's any reason as to why Gabriel Jesus should be starting as of right now over
Mhm.
Trossard. Um, I just feel like the front three looks more fluid when Trossard's in there, and Trossard ended up coming on, and obviously, like you said, he had a couple chances, and they look good, but I don't know, it's just not good enough from Arsenal right now.
Yeah, dude, like late on that game when they got the 2 goals, bro, they put all their attackers out. They had 5 attackers. They had Jesus on the pitch. They had Martinelli, Saka. They had Trossard. They had Nketiah. They had everybody on the pitch. They were just
Mhm.
trying to score that last one, and they just kept going at it. And they got 2 in, but man, like, and that's what you gotta do to Southampton, bro. You can only imagine what's gonna happen in that City game because City are on fire. We'll get to them later in the FA Cup draw, but
Yeah,
man, it's dude, when you're getting chased by City and Pep Guardiola, man, you can only hope, bro. Like I've been there, man. I know what it's like, bro. I know what it's like, bro. Like City
oh
are a different
man,
beast, man. City are a different beast when it hits April.
they are, man, and this Arsenal team, they just have a lot of things to sort out. I hope Arteta takes like the lineup and all this what's it called all these mistakes that certain players are
Mm-hmm.
making the form that some of these players are in. I hope he just
Mm-hmm.
takes it and learns from it because guys like Fabio Vieira, ever since he's been at Arsenal, he
Mm-hmm.
hasn't really had too many standout performances. In this game he was pretty bad as well. And it's crazy because like he looked so out of depth, like it looked like he just didn't know what he was on the pitch for. And it's sad
Yeah.
because obviously when they bought him, we knew that he had all the tools to be like what Arsenal needed. He's a very technical player, but something's just off about him, man. And
Mm-hmm.
and he ended up getting subbed off. And there's a couple things that I mean I thought Jorginho could have started this match. Kieran Tierney as well. Smith Rowe could have came on, but
Mm-hmm.
all these players are just on the bench, and I don't know. I just
Yeah.
think Arteta might have just gotten it wrong
Yeah.
for this match in particular. You know,
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got it wrong for a couple games, especially if I go back to the Liverpool game, he subbed off I think it was Gabriel Jesus, he was one of their best players and he got subbed
yeah,
off. And like as much as we're blaming the players, like Arteta, man, like he's got to get this right because like his subs have been pretty off, his tactics have been off. And like you said, Fabio Vieira, man, like it might have just been the case that the lights were too bright. Like he's still
hmm
a young player, and like you said in one of the previous episodes, they're one of the youngest teams in the league, maybe the
right,
youngest. So, and they're trying to win now. and desperate. They're being desperate to cling on to the title now, and they got Man City with all the experience in the world chasing them. So, like, them being young is not going to help them in this situation. So,
Right.
Fabio Vieira might not have been the right person to start that game.
And as much as we can talk about injuries and all that, and
Mm-hmm.
like the team sheet, just in general, like we've spoken about how beautiful football Arsenal are capable of
Mm-hmm.
playing, and they are. We've seen it. Obviously, they're top of the table for a reason, and they've been top of the table for this long for a reason. But the truth is that this Arsenal team is far from perfect, man. Like far
Yeah.
from perfect. Oh, there's a lot of things they need to sort out for next
Mm-hmm.
season. And like we said, the slow starts. This game going 2-0 down after 14 minutes. The Bournemouth game going pretty much the same thing. Um, the slow starts. They just need to fix that somehow. Whatever the case may be. Whether they're switched off defensively at the beginning of matches. Um, Obviously Ramsdale, like I said, it was a freak accident, freak mistake that he just needs to sort out himself. But also, the amount of goals that Arsenal concede at home is also another concerning thing
Mm-hmm.
because I saw a stat. If I can find it, okay, I see it here. Arsenal have now conceded 21 goals at home in the Premier League. Only two teams have conceded more. I want to see if you can guess which two teams it is that have conceded more goals at home than
Have conceded
Arsenal.
more goals at home.
Yeah,
All right, Bournemouth.
no, Bournemouth have not conceded more goals than Tottenham at home.
Really,
No. But
dude? What?
you're in the right like area, like teams that were
Yeah, I
threatened
was
by
gonna
relegation.
guess it was
Yeah,
gonna be down the relegation zone. Damn, it's that bad for them.
it's
The
that
Emirates,
bad, bro.
bro. I guess the other one, Nottingham Forest.
No, bro, not again.
What? How, dude?
Bro, like you need to go lower, bro. Like lower to like low,
Bro,
bro.
they're 19. They're with the lowest of Southampton.
Southampton, bro. Southampton conceded 30 goals this season, and then the other team that's joint first for most goals conceded at home. Yeah, I thought you would guess this because your team literally just put like six past them like a week
Oh,
ago. I think
Leeds, yeah,
Leeds
yeah.
United
I
also
didn't.
conceded 30 goals, and then Arsenal are third, bro. Like what's going on, bro?
Mhm.
I don't know, man. But yeah, it definitely something that they need to sort out. Um, once everyone comes back, and then just strengthen the squad because, like I said, once these injuries, like we said, Saliba gets injured. The next in line is Rob Holding, bro. Like that is bad, bro. Like you need to get some new reinforcements that are actually
I
capable of like
mean,
look at City's bench. You know what I mean?
dude, in January they got Jakob Kiwior, and I guess they don't trust him enough,
Bro,
man.
he's I don't even
He's
Ron. I
trash.
literally know nothing about that guy, man. I don't know
Yeah, I don't
nothing about bro.
know why he got picked up.
Bro, some Polish. They don't even got his birth. Oh wait, no, never mind. I was gonna say it just said he was born in 2000 on his Wikipedia page. I was like, what? You don't even know when that boy was born, dude? Like what? No, it said February. But yeah, man. To wrap up on Arsenal, you know, hopefully, I mean, obviously, I'm pulling for Arsenal to win the league, man. I'm tired of the City
Yeah.
dominance. Uh, but just yeah, I hope they can pull it through, man,
Hmm.
because City are coming, and it's not going to be easy for them to get that result tomorrow. Bro. I can't wait for that game though. I can't wait. But
Oh
yeah,
man.
moving on for that, we got Naeem's team playing against Nottingham Forest, relegation threatened side, and they had some trouble with this match, winning 3-2, courtesy of two Diogo Jota goals, and Mohamed Salah got the winning goal in the end. It was just like a flurry. There was like 5 goals scored within like 20 minutes or like 25
Yeah.
minutes or something like that. So Naeem, I'm gonna ask you, man. Go ahead and break it down for us.
I mean, that first half is domination by us, but again, just like that, I think it was the Leeds first half as well. We had possession, but the ball was just going side to side. It wasn't
Right.
moving forward for a while, so it's pretty stagnant. And then we finally broke through. I mean, what can I say about Trent, bro? Like, dude, like that midfield role, bro. He's been elite, bro. Like he's already a top mid. You can already call him a top midfielder in the league at this point. The way he creates these chances, bro, like it's just different. But yeah, man, like dude, we struggled, man. Defensively, like this season, it's just been battle around. Like Particularly this game, I do want to say that we were amazing at set pieces.
Yeah,
Diogo Jota had a great game. He scored two. I think who scored the last one? I think Mo Salah scored the last one. I'm pretty sure. So Luis Diaz came on late. He had a hey, even though he was there for a little bit, he had a pretty decent showing. He had a little nice touch I saw. Then he was attacking up the pitch. He looked lively out there, so it was nice to see him back. But man, that I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Van Dijk. That's where it leads me to because it's like, man, Van Dijk and Fabinho, bro, back there, it's been bad for them. I don't. I want to put more of the blame on Fabinho because, like,
no,
honestly, like,
definitely Fabinho.
yeah,
No,
everyone just
I
runs
have to
past
say,
him like he's not there, bro.
Fabinho was, bro. This might be the worst it's ever been, bro. This game, man.
Yeah.
I saw Liverpool fans begging for him to get subbed off before halftime even. I mean, sorry, before full time even hit, bro. Like this was crazy, and like you said, uh, Liverpool came out dominating possession. I think they had like 85% or like 86%
Mhm.
possession, which is insane. But like you said, side to side, no creativity really especially in the first half. Um,
Mhm.
and like you said, Liverpool were good on the set piece, like attacking wise, but defending set pieces they were atrocious. The throw-ins that they literally couldn't deal with at all.
Yeah.
Um, I think it was Nottingham Forest's first goal where Neko Williams scored, and it came from Robertson was just so far, like his positioning was just so
Yeah.
poor, and
It was the throw-ins, bro. They were getting us. We couldn't
yeah,
like every throw-in they had, they were just it was like every throw-in they had, they were just bound to score a goal off of that. And then yeah, Nico
mhm,
Williams, man, ex-Liverpool player, bro. He gets the ball. I mean, it was lucky because it deflected off of Robertson, but that was just a poor tackle, man. Like he should have did
yeah,
better to clear that. But at that point, Allison couldn't do nothing. But man, like why are we struggling this much against Nottingham Forest when we just dominated Leeds 6-0, bro? Like it's just the story of the season, bro. We do good one game and we I don't say we shit the bed, but like dude, like we almost did. Like what is this performance?
definitely, yeah. I don't know, like yeah, like you said, the throws were crazy. I mean,
Mhm.
for both teams, really, the defending. This was like one of the worst defend. Like no
Mhm.
one played any type of defense this match, whether it was
Yeah.
from Liverpool's side of point of view or Nottingham Forest. But to be fair to Liverpool in that first half, I mean, Nottingham were playing very deep defensively. They were
Mhm.
pinned back. There was like 10 men behind the ball.
Yeah.
Hence why I guess it would have been harder for Liverpool to score or have any type of real chances in that first half. But yeah, like you said, just a whole bunch of just holding the ball and nothing being done with the possession. And Klopp even said
Yeah.
after the match, we had 86% possession first half, which is a really strange thing. It made it difficult. We had to work hard. Scoring the first is helpful, but then the lesson in throw-ins came. And I was like, yeah, bro,
Mhm.
Nottingham definitely taught y'all a lesson in throw-ins, bro. I don't know. Like that is like
Yeah.
Sunday league stuff. Throwing the just
Mhm.
lofting the ball into the box from a throw-in, it bounces around and it just lands conveniently to like whether it was Morgan Gibbs White or
Yeah.
Nico Williams, and it was just I was
Yeah, that
shambolic at the back.
Morgan is white goal, man. Robertson and Hendo, I don't know what happened, bro. Like, obviously, it was another throw in, but like, dude, mark him, man. Like, why are you just gonna leave him open the box? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the technique from Gibbs White, that was brilliant. It was a good strike, but come
Yeah,
on, man, he shouldn't be that open in the box. Like, it's like arguably their best player shouldn't be open in the box, like wide
mm,
open in the box like that. But I mean, the goals we had, bro, like I don't know if we scored three without Trent, bro. I mean, maybe two, probably two, because like the first shot's a goal, dude. Every Trent cross inside. I know it's just a corner. Like it's not that hard to it's not that hard to do a corner, but bro, every
no, it's
Trent
definitely
ball that came
after
in,
after what's it called? Was it what game was that? Where was it the United match when they were just swinging in corners and it was hitting the first man
dude.
every time? The corners are
Nah, I
definitely
remember
a hard
it might
thing
have been
to master.
Chelsea.
Oh yeah, it was Chelsea. It was Chelsea. Yep, it was Chelsea
Yeah,
against Real Madrid. Yep, yep.
Real Madrid.
That game showed me the corners and set pieces, boy. It ain't easy to
Yeah,
perfect, but you're
bro.
definitely right. Trent definitely has mastered. set pieces and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's just mastered the art of passing in general. Like, dude,
Yeah.
every ball that went in the box, it looked like as long as if we were just in the right position, it was gonna be. We could have had like 10 off of those set pieces, bro. But
Hmm.
the corner comes in, and then Fabinho gets his head on it, and then Jota is there at the back post to tap it in, and then I think the second goal was a brilliant take by Jota off the chest, and then turn around with the volley. That was all him right there. Like, it was
Right.
great technique. I'm just
That
happy to
yeah.
see him keep scoring, man. Like, that's what, like, 4 in the last 3 games, I think. So he's on fire there. Then that third goal, bro, Trent with another brilliant ball, and Salah's just there for the tap in, man. Like, right on the money to his feet. So I mean, it's nice to see that we have a midfielder we can rely on for next year as well. Like,
Hmm.
as we won't have to spend too much money on more. Obviously, we need more players, but maybe one less player. Who knows? But
I have, speaking of which, I have seen a couple reports. I was I was doing my usual Twitter scrolling through
hmm
the Anfield watch and whatnot.
yeah.
Obviously, you guys are looking at guys like McAllister, um, and
hmm
I think I saw Barella as well from Inter. That was a
Gravenberch, yep.
yeah, and Gravenberch as well, as possible solutions for Liverpool in the midfield for this season. But I also saw reports that said that Jude Bellingham could be possibly an option if the impossible happens, because Dortmund do want to offer Bellingham a new contract for 1 year that would have him have a release clause of 80 million that would kick in for next
hmm
season. So if that does happen, obviously I think Bellingham's preference was to play for Liverpool.
Yeah.
I'm not completely sure if this is possible because obviously this would take a lot. It would take him not being convinced this summer by one of either City or like whoever else is interested in him, Real Madrid,
Mhm.
maybe United. It'll take him like, pretty much being like, nah, I'm gonna stay here for another year, which I've been saying. I thought that Bellingham should not make a move this summer. So if he were to do that, then maybe that's a potential
Mhm.
uh target for Liverpool next year for next season. But yeah, if that were to happen, obviously Liverpool would still need someone to come in for next
Mhm.
season. I've seen Fabio Cavario possibly going out on loan to like
Yeah.
Porto or something like that, which is crazy because obviously, like I said, you guys need those midfield options, and he hasn't
Mhm.
really been able to show what he can do, um, or since he's been there. So I don't know. It's a lot of potential things for Liverpool that can happen.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, Carvalho. Yeah, it's almost guaranteed that he's gonna be out on loan. But honestly, like, if we look at just like if we sign a couple midfielders, and we look at our bench, we can have Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, and then Thiago will probably be the main dude off the bench, where it's like he'll be rotating between the starters because, like, whenever Thiago's came on recently, after injury, he hasn't looked too good. He's given the
Mhm.
ball away a lot, but obviously he's going up there in age, so it wouldn't be. I mean, he's still good, so it would be nice to have him on the bench. But yeah, I mean, like, if we're like at this point, I think Carvalho knows that we're gonna sign a bunch of midfielders, so he's probably not gonna have any spot on the team. It's sad to
Yeah,
see because I like the games he did have, he didn't look too bad, but he's still young, and I guess alone would probably help him
alone
out a
might
lot.
suit him.
Yeah, but like you said, Barella, McAllister, bro, it's looking like we're really high on McAllister because I think it was us and United. We're really trying to get him. So honestly, McAllister, Barella, and then probably like I've always wanted Moises Caicedo, but I don't think we'll get him because of the
Yeah,
price tag.
it's too
Yeah,
expensive.
because I want another holding midfielder because Fabinho, I want him gone immediately, like now. And then Bajcetic, like I saw a report today that whatever we plan on doing, Bajcetic will be involved heavily, which is amazing because like when he did play, he was unbelievable. But dude is still 18 years old. I don't want to see him play week in week out, especially the way Klopp plays football. Because an 18-year-old bro, like if he keeps playing week in week out, this man
His
might be
career's gonna
done
be
at
done.
like he might be done at 22, bro. He might be done at
28 years
22.
old, what?
He might, bro. His legs
You're
might
not
fall
hitting
off.
30.
So yeah, he not hitting 30. So like, I want him obviously to be a big part, but he can't play week in week out. We need another holding midfielder, whether it be João Palhinha, maybe he'd be a good
Mhm.
option, but. there's definitely players out there. We definitely need like probably like 3 midfielders, a holding one, and then 2 8s,
I
maybe a
mean,
6, whatever we want.
aside from those two, I mean, well, not a holding midfielder, but obviously Mason Mount, the links have been strong. Oh, I mean,
Hmm.
Mason Mount's pretty much been linked with like every other
Yeah.
big six side. I saw some Arsenal links, Liverpool,
Hmm.
and there might have been a couple more, obviously Bayern, but whether or not that's going to happen, and well, I guess we could speak about Chelsea for a little bit. Obviously, there's a couple of things going on over there that we can touch on. Starting with, bro, literally right after we recorded our last episode, I mentioned that Nagelsmann, it was looking more and more like he was going to be their certain manager,
Hmm.
and then we posted and bro's out the race as soon as we post this, and it
Yeah.
changes to Pochettino. Now is looking like pretty much Pochettino's going to be manager of Chelsea. So I don't know, big changes happening at Chelsea. They're also
Hmm.
unfortunately Reece James and Mason Mount have been injured pretty much for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So pretty much I don't know. Chelsea might as well just field 11 of just academy players at this point and just see who can come out and impress and maybe find a diamond in the dirt, diamond in the rough that can help them a little bit more next season. But yeah, it's all about next season
Hmm.
now for Chelsea, you know. And a
Yeah.
whole bunch of links as well coming out from the club.
Yeah, man. Pochettino, like you said, obviously we thought maybe Luis Enrique would have been in there. Like
Mhm.
I think you also said like you've never seen like a
We're
caretaking
gonna get to
manager
that.
fire
Don't
a
worry, we're gonna
caretaking
get to
manager.
that.
Oh, we see two. We see two, not one but two this week, bro.
We gonna
So
get to that, bro.
hey man, it's groundbreaking. But Lampard's out. Obviously, we'll get to the other manager in a little
Oh
bit
my
because that
goodness.
game was yeah. I don't want to talk too much about the other game, but Chelsea, bro. I mean, they can bring in another manager. I think obviously Pochettino comes in, but I wonder how much power he's gonna have over what players come in and out this summer. Obviously,
Mhm.
money won't be an issue, so depending on which team he wants to build. Maybe he wants to keep going on maybe he wants to build a team off of the play styles he already has on the team, or maybe he just wants to ship everybody out and completely bring in a new squad. But whether he does whatever he does, it most likely will be around João Felix because he has been their best attacker this season. They're also getting Cuckoo over the summer as well, but I know a lot of Chelsea fans have fallen in love with João Felix. Honestly, I wouldn't buy him if I was Chelsea because I feel like what's his price tag now? Like, isn't it like almost 100 mil for João Felix?
100 mil. I don't. Well, I
Isn't it like
mean,
it's like
I thought
80
they
maybe,
probably.
right?
I thought they would probably ask for that much for Chelsea to buy
Yeah.
him. To be honest.
It's probably like 80 mil, I'd probably say, like to be on the safe side. But I mean, if they want to keep him, then they could build around him. But like, if you're bringing in Kunku as well, like that's two of the similar play styles, kind of. So spending a lot of money on those two, I don't know if it would be a smart
There
money.
are
It'd be a smart move.
there are also reports that Pochettino pretty much wants to like come in and have like a clean slate with all the players, and that includes Lukaku.
Hmm.
So we could see Lukaku come back next season. Pochettino did well, not Pochettino said, but the reports are saying that he thinks that Lukaku could have some sort of an impact, and he wants to have a new slate
Hmm.
with Lukaku. Which I don't know how well that'll go down with Chelsea fans, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know because obviously Pochettino. I don't think the reports actually clearly said that he would take over this season. Because
Hmm.
Frank Lampard is still continuing, but yeah, like whether or not Pochettino comes in this season, he'll have a big job ahead of him, man. Because like we said, it's not a lot to work with. But moving on from Chelsea, we can go on to our next game, which was
Oh
Newcastle
man.
destroying Tottenham. And this
Dude,
this game,
before you start, I want to tell you about. Did you see the report where they're like the Tottenham players are going to pay for all the Tottenham fans' tickets? They're going
oh
to
yeah,
reimburse them.
they're being reimbursed for the travels and stuff like that. Yeah,
Dude,
that it's the least
that
that they deserve, man. That's the least they deserve after witnessing.
bad.
Well, witnessing your team concede 5 goals in 20 minutes is crazy, man. Like it was 3-0. The game was over after like 8 minutes, bro. Like that is
Bro, it
insulting,
was
bro.
so bad. NBC Sports posted the full 20 minutes and then game blitz 5-0.
Bro,
And bro, that's all I watched, bro. I didn't even need to watch the second half. That 5 minutes, I mean, those 20 minutes told me everything, bro.
if
That's
you
all I needed
know
to watch.
English geography as well, bro, London is literally at the bottom of England, and Newcastle's like near the top.
Mm.
So those Tottenham fans really travel that whole distance to see their team get thumped 6-1 and concede 5 goals after 20 minutes, bro. Bro, if I was a Tottenham fan, bro, like I don't even know where to start when in terms of speaking about the match itself. But like I don't have to say that Tottenham's defense was absolutely shambolic in this game. They conceded 6 goals and 5 goals after 21 minutes. So
Mhm.
like that's a given. But this is bro, Tottenham obviously are still in the pursuit of Champions League football. I cannot see this team in the Champions League, bro. They do not deserve
There's
it in
no
the
way.
slightest. After these last 2 games, bro, the Bournemouth game at home where they just looked completely
Mhm.
lost as well. And then this game where, oh man, bro, and I'm just thinking this is by far the most dysfunctional team I've ever seen come out of Tottenham, bro. And it starts from the top because obviously we've talked about Daniel Levy for the past however many years and how bad, how poor of a management job that they're doing. But bro, it's everything. Like the players show no resolve, no fight. Um, things like Paratici situation, bro's been banned from footballing operations for 2.5 years. Like then Tottenham go hire a manager, in Conte, who's supposed to really come in and direct change. He's not really backed to the fullest capacity. Gets sacked. Then they hire a new interim manager who's his assistant and sack him. And then they hire a new assistant, Ryan Mason, who's the assistant to the assistant,
No,
and
it's
now
just
he's
it.
this is crazy.
Bro, shout out
It's
Conte
the
because everything he said before he got fired was
most
true, bro.
facts.
These dudes is trash, bro. They do not want to
Bro,
play.
it's embarrassing to be if you're a Tottenham fan. It's literally embarrassing, bro. This I
Yeah.
don't think there's nothing more embarrassing than this, and this
Mhm.
shows a clear there's a clear need for a complete and utter rebuild at this club because I don't know if I look at this Tottenham team, I don't know if how many of these people can really are really capable of staying here and are deserving of staying, bro. Because
Mhm.
other than Kane and maybe Son, and we know Kane's probably gone, his contract's winding down.
Yeah.
Manchester United are knocking on the door, and it's looking more and more like he's gone this summer.
Mhm.
Okay, so then you have Son. He's probably I don't know how much he's gonna stay, how long
Yeah.
he's gonna stay there. Kulusevski, Sar, Skip, Højbjerg. These are all players who just were good.
Bentancur.
There's bro, I don't know how many of these players can stay through
Yeah.
this, man. The defense shambolic, and we've been talking
Oh
about
my
Christian
god.
Romero. Christian Romero, bro, like he's I know Christian Romero's good, but this game he was atrocious, bro. And him, Eric Dyer, who apparently they're about to offer Dyer a new contract, bro. And well, pretty much the contract's done, but they just haven't announced it yet because the last 2 results have been so bad that they know if they announce his contract that it's gonna cause mass hysteria amongst Tottenham fans. So they just haven't done
Yeah.
it yet. But the contract is pretty much done. And things like that are just not gonna get you anywhere if you're Tottenham, man.
I
You know what I'm
mean,
saying?
bro, like it's not gonna get you anywhere getting blitz 5-0 in the first 20 minutes, 3-0 in the first 10. Like, come on, man. But like
And your
honestly,
well,
like
oh, go ahead.
no, I was just about to say, like, honestly, dude, like after this game, it just reminded me of the one summer where they were supposed to get Bruno Fernandez and Ruben Diaz, and they ended up getting like Getson Fernandez, and I forgot who the other person was, but dude, like that summer, I remember, dude, I felt so bad for them that they went from Bruno Fernandez to Getson Fernandez, who was absolutely garbage, but
Oh yeah, nearly over, man. Bro, I mean, another person I wanted to talk about was Hugo Lloris because he actually came off at halftime in this
oh
match
yeah, I
with like a
saw that, yeah,
apparently had bro. This is how
he
bad
didn't
it
have
is
the
at
injury,
Tottenham.
bro.
Lloris was atrocious in that first half. They took him off most likely because of how atrocious he was. But after the match, it came out that Stellini said that he had a muscle problem And I'm like, bro, if he had a
Ain't no
muscle
way.
problem,
Ain't no way,
like you
bro.
guys, you wouldn't have realized that in the build up to the match and all the preparation that you did before the match. You didn't see that he had a muscle problem. It took 45 minutes of him getting packed in for you to know, okay, let's take Lloris off because he has a muscle issue. Like, bro, no, bro, he's done, bro. He sucks. He's bad, bro, and that's just what it is. And Tottenham, another thing I wanted to talk about was obviously, well, you already mentioned the Conte situation. It's really obvious that they need a complete and utter restructuring of everything from the
Mhm.
top down, man. And I don't know, man. It's sad. It's really sad. And the
Yeah.
fact that they're in the position that they're in, though, it's not like they're like in the bottom half of the table. They're still in sixth
Mhm.
place, 1 point off of Aston Villa in fifth. So it's not the end of the world, but bro, these results have been poor, man.
Yeah. I
Tottenham
mean,
fans
that
deserve.
1 point, like, as much as they're only 1 point away, bro, I can't see them get that 1 point anytime soon though after the way they played, bro. I wanna talk about the game and shine some light on, Newcastle, bro, because honestly,
Mm,
like, obviously, they had a big summer. They signed players and Eddie Howe, dude, it looks like they're a year ahead in their rebuild, bro. Like, cause I thought this year they would definitely improve, and next year they'd be even better. But bro, it looks like top four is guaranteed for them at this point, the way they're playing. So, and then like who knows which players over the summer are gonna try to want to come to Newcastle, and they're
mm,
gonna get even better next year. So, that's a bright spot for them. And then obviously the game, Joel Linton, bro, it was striker Joe Linton out here, bro. Like we always remember when Joe Linton used to play striker. That man was not it.
he was
And then
atrocious.
he he went to midfield and he was cooking. But hey, it was a what was it called, like a what's it called, bro? Like a flashback, bro. My fault, but English, bro, English. But it was a flashback at this point because, bro, him at start, he was cooking that defense, bro. First
bro,
minute, and like, how do you let Joe Linton do step
bro,
overs
he
and
was,
go
bro,
with?
he was cooking, bro. Bro, that I don't think it was as much as Joelinton like actually being cold. I think it was just that Tottenham
Yeah,
defense being absolutely
yeah.
atrocious. But yeah, like you said, to talk about Newcastle for a little bit, you literally said exactly what I would have said, bro. Like, no, I don't think anyone would have really expected Newcastle to be this good this fast. Especially like,
Mm,
I mean, they've got good players in their team. They made, like you said, really good adjustments and signings in the past year or so with guys like Botman and Dan Burn and obviously Bruno Guimaraes and
mhm,
Isak up top. And the scary thing is that they signed Isak and he's been out a lot with injuries. Like this is even the full, like the
mhm,
full potential of this team. Next season they'll have a full season of Isak. Hopefully, if he doesn't get injured. Obviously, Miggy Almiron hasn't. He's been unlucky with injuries as well. For the past couple
mhm,
months or so. If they can have a full strength squad next season and bring in reinforcements, obviously to improve certain parts of the pitch, maybe a midfielder, because I mean Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Willock have been really good this season, but maybe like a third midfielder to pair with them. I mean, bro, if they can do all that, they might, I don't know if the
yeah,
challenging for the titles maybe it's too early, but they might be a consistent Champions League team
mhm,
if they can make those adjustments,
yeah.
especially based off of this
Bro,
season.
I mean, you look down their whole starting 11, bro. They got men. They have men playing, bro. Like you look at the likes of Dan Burn, Fabian Schär, like you said, Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton, bro. Those dudes are huge, bro. Like even Nick Pope in goal. Those are
Oh,
big
that's a big
guys you got to
man.
go up against. That's what I'm saying, and it's just they beat you down, bro. Like the physicality. But like if we're talking about the goals, obviously Joe Linton had that. Well, he had that shot on goal, and then it was Joe, no, who was it? It was it was
Murphy.
Ramsey, right? Murphy. I don't know why I said Ramsey. I'm thinking of Aston Villa, but yeah, Jacob Murphy at the back post. He taps it in, and then he obviously had that screamer from a
Yeah.
couple yards out, and then he was shocked himself, man.
He
Like
was,
he
bro,
didn't know he
he
could do
looked,
that.
he was like,
He
bro,
was shocked
what?
himself. He was shocked himself, and then
3-0 after 9 minutes, bro. He thought it was like, bro,
yeah,
what is going on? We in an
and
alternate
then
reality.
Alexander Isak started cooking, bro, and then obviously we saw that one goal with Joe Willock, man. That outside the boot pass down the
What a
pitch,
pass.
bro, incredible pass. And then obviously Isak tucks it in at that point. But going to the half 5-0, dude, Stellini doesn't show any emotion on the pitch or on pitch side. I couldn't imagine how what he said in that locker room, bro. Like, what could you even
Well,
say? Like,
he
you,
knew his job was done for him.
yeah,
Bro. He didn't say nothing, bro. He was just like, "Hey," he said, "Ryan Mason, you take care of the team talk. This is
yeah,
your team now, man. It's your problem now."
yeah,
Because this team, there wouldn't have even been a point of saying anything at halftime because the Tottenham players probably wouldn't even. Like I said, they just
yeah.
have no heart, no fight, man, and it's just
Hmm.
sad, bro. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
no, I was just about to say, and then the second half started. Kane tried to bring something back. Like he had a brilliant solo goal. I mean, he skipped past Fabian Schär and then tucks it in a way like as clinical as he is. But besides that, like nothing. Tottenham didn't produce anything, and then eventually, Callum Wilson ended up getting the sixth goal for Newcastle. But I mean, they're
Mm,
like you said, sixth place with the point behind Aston Villa, bro. Like I can't see them getting any higher, especially with Liverpool on their tail. Like I know we haven't been amazing, but we're definitely picking up results. And then even Brighton have 2 games on in their hand on us. So like Tottenham are only gonna slip from here, man. I can't see them going up at all.
yeah, Tottenham still has some difficult fixtures. I think their next game is literally not if not tomorrow, the day after against United. And then they
Um,
have Liverpool right after that. So,
yeah,
bro, like it's not looking good. It's not
yeah.
looking
They
good,
play
man.
Thursday against United, and then they play.
April 30th, Sunday, April
Then
30th
yeah, they
against
got
Liverpool.
Thursday and Sunday. Man, that's a bad stretch. It's a bad couple of days for
That's
them, bro.
bro. They
That's
could
a
literally go
bad
like
couple.
5 matches without winning a game, bro. Because or
Yeah,
no, is it five or no? It's four because it goes back to the Bournemouth game, right? Bournemouth and then
yeah,
this game against Newcastle, then United, and then Liverpool. If things get bad, they gotta go
yeah.
four
Before,
matches.
yeah,
No wins, bro. It
yeah.
could be
They're only
bad
gonna
for them.
slip from here. They're only slipping from here. There's no way they
Yeah,
go up.
so wrap it up on Tottenham and Newcastle. Shout out to Newcastle though, man. They're on fire.
Mm,
Um, and hopefully, they can represent themselves well if they do make the Champions League next season and continue to
hmm.
build from there. But moving on from them, we got Manchester City taking on Sheffield United in an FA Cup semifinal tie in which City were able to get. It took them a while. The first half was
Yeah,
kind of sketchy from City. Um, but up until the penalty by Riyad Mahrez, obviously. But yeah, man, give me a quick walkthrough on what you thought about this one, man.
I mean, like you said, the first half, Sheffield United definitely had some chances. They could have had some goals, but the quality they don't have quality on the pitch is pretty simple. And then once Riyad Mahrez got that penalty late in the first half, like after that just opened up. Like
Go on, yeah.
they started the second half, and then Riyad Mahrez obviously ended up with a hat trick. So I think it was the first hat trick. Like, dude, it almost I forgot how many years, but it was a while for the first hat trick in the FA Cup semifinal. But
Oh yeah, it was since 1958. I
yeah.
saw that.
So, man,
Yeah, but
Riyad.
oh, go ahead.
I was just about to talk about Riyad Mahrez. Like he had a great game, bounce back game. I know, like recently he's been in and out of the lineup, so
Mhm.
it was nice to see him like first start in a while and go crazy like that.
Yeah, I thought that he was like yeah, second half he was really good. The first half up until the penalty he was pretty bad, um, giving the ball away a lot, and he was just like
Hmm.
trying. He was trying a lot, but um, like we already mentioned, yeah, Sheffield United came out and looked like they could have got some sort of result in this match. But yeah, Stefan Ortega started in goal over Ederson, and bro, like Stefan Ortega is a really underrated backup goalkeeper, man. And for
Hmm.
City to have, bro, they really have so many options in every single position, even goalkeeper, bro. Because Ortega, like he made some good saves this match, bro. But
Yeah.
yeah, I thought in the first half before that penalty, there was a lack of obviously KDB didn't start this game, City doing their usual rotation and
Hmm.
the rounds of the FA Cup. But yeah, I thought there was a lack of creativity. There's a lot of runs being missed by Holland. Holland was making a lot of runs in this game that weren't being found, probably because KDB wasn't on the pitch to try those passes. Um, I just don't think that any other midfielder that City had, or really any other midfielder in the world, has the eye that
Hmm.
KDB has and has the gall to like try the passes that he pulls off. Because a lot of times it'd be Grealish or Mahrez or Silva carrying the ball, and Holland would make a run, and they just wouldn't see him, or maybe they would see him and they just didn't choose to pass to him. So,
Mhm.
yeah, there was definitely a lack of threat and creativity in the first half from City, but eventually they grew into it a little bit, and obviously the rotation might have caused the issues that came from the creativity. Maybe they're not too used to playing with that particular lineup, but yeah, they ended up settling into the game. I also thought it was interesting that Pep started this game off pretty much with no true DM,
Mhm.
because obviously Rodri didn't play, and you can say Calvin Phillips or Gundogan. Obviously, they can play as defensive midfielders. They can play that position, but they're not out and out DMs like a Rodri is or whatever. So yeah, the fact that they were able to pull this game out, man, was pretty good. Oh yeah, I also wanted to comment on Kyle Walker, bro. He was atrocious this game, bro. He
Yeah.
doesn't look the same. Like the pace is gone, man.
Mhm.
He a lot of the time, bro. There was an attack where I think he got the ball, bro, and he was like just waiting to make a decision, and literally like 10 seconds went by, and he tried to cross, and it hit the first man, and the attack broke down, bro. And it's like, man, bro, he just doesn't look the same. You know what I mean? But yeah, other than that, City with a comprehensive performance, man. You know, and we
Yeah,
go on to
nothing.
the
I mean,
next.
domination, nothing to talk about.
Bro, they have the chance to win the treble too, bro. They can, if they don't, do the usual in the Champions League
Hey,
against
we're
other.
moving on to the team that could stop them, bro. United fans that kept saying, "Oh, I don't. They're gonna win the treble. Oh, this and that." You guys got a chance to stop them. You got a chance to stop them.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
mean,
like you said, we
never
can move
happened.
on to that United versus Brighton. Brighton holding United at bay. I mean, Brighton. Some would argue that they were the better team over the 90 minutes, and extra
Mhm.
time, but ended up staying 0-0 up until penalties, which Manchester United were able to pull out. Of course, Solly March missing, blasting his penalty over the bar, unfortunately. So yeah, tell me a little bit about this. I was actually at work during this game, and I caught
Really?
like little flashes of it, but
Yeah.
overall, I don't really uh in particular know too much about the game other than what I saw. So if you could just lay the foundation real quick, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, like Casemiro was in the lineup in the middle of the pitch. I mean Rashford as well. He was playing. But yeah, the game started off with I know Brighton were definitely the better team, and they had a couple chances. I know Enciso had the one where he dragged wide outside the boot, and then I think I forgot who was at the back post, but it was a miss from Brighton, and they had a couple of chances early and they didn't capitalize, and then Man United, again, they had their chances, but they just didn't look too clean in the final third, in my opinion.
Mhm.
They could have definitely been better. But again, it was just one of those games where just like both teams just like needed that one moment to get them across, and they couldn't find it. Like they kept going back and forth. The chances kept building up, and then I know late in the game Rashford had one, but it was blocked by one of the Brighton defenders. Like it was almost like if it wasn't blocked, it was going in, and it was a last ditch tackle. It was a great block. So United could have won the game on that, and then after obviously after extra time, the penalties, man. Like I saw the video of Casemiro volunteering to
Yeah, I
take the
saw
first
that.
pen. That was nice to see. I know in Madrid he wasn't always the greatest leader. He was kind of shy, but it's nice to see him at United taking that leadership role. And then he comes in the first penalty, he slots it, top bins. Honestly, both teams, bro, amazing pens. Like it was really good pens on both teams. I know a couple of them, the goalkeepers had a hand to it, but they just couldn't save it. And then, bro, I don't know why. As soon as Sully March stepped up, bro, I just saw it on his face. Like I don't know why. What it made me think, like, bro, he's gonna miss this, and he just dragged it, or not even dragged. He skied it, and at that point, what's his Iceman Lindelof came on, man. I didn't know he had it in him, man, but that boy, it was a great
Right.
pen from him and send him through.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Brighton, man, because this would have been a good opportunity for them to get some silverware. I mean, you would take your pick between them and City in the
Mhm.
final. Probably go with City, but yeah. From what I was able to catch from this game, probably like the first 20 minutes or so, I thought that Brighton were pretty quick, like you said, off the mark, and it had me wondering, bro. Like I don't know why United are always so slow off the mark. Like it's like they can't start. It's like they always need that like initial shock to get kicked into gear, which is just another thing that goes to like my thoughts of like not being convinced completely by
Yeah.
this United side. I don't know what next season looks like. I think next season will be very interesting to see
Mhm.
which teams are able to make the top four and whatnot, because it was assuming that, every team is actually good. Like if Liverpool come back and Chelsea and Tottenham aren't as bad as they are with their new manager, whoever it might be. But yeah, like I don't know, man. If United make some reinforcements in this summer, obviously the injuries have been very the injuries have not treated United well over the past month or
Mhm.
so. So whatever reinforcements they can get would be very big for them in the contention for top four next season, or even the
Mhm.
title possibly. But yeah, I thought Wan-Bissaka, from what I saw, he was really good defensively this match, and even going
Yeah.
forward. There was a point in this match where I think he had the most dribbles out of any player in the match, which is really surprising. He even had that run. I don't know if you saw the run
Mhm.
that he had. He was like in the 60th
Yeah.
minute or something like that. And then going forward,
Yes.
Wan-Bissaka looking good. You clamping up Mitoma, obviously,
Mhm.
over the course of the match. He was really big. Defensively, United were amazing this match. Luke Shaw
Mhm.
started at center back, and I saw some United fans say that this game proved that there's absolutely no need to play Harry Maguire ever again, because
Yeah.
they need a center back. Um, Obviously, they can shift Luke Shaw over there. Um, Granted, they need him to play there. Obviously, Varane and
Mhm.
Lissandro being out. So yeah, those are some good options that United, and Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw at center back. So yeah, man, United go to the I was to the final of the FA Cup.
Mhm.
You know, they'll take on Manchester City in the first Manchester derby in the FA Cup
Yeah.
final.
Dude,
Come on.
the Aaron Wan-Bissaka hype has to come down, bro. Dude, like United fans were going, they were taking it too far, talking about some, uh, who won the Trent Reece James AWB debate. I was like, bro, calm down, like. And then I know
That's crazy.
ESPN posted a graphic of Aaron Wan-Bissaka versus Vinicius Jr. who's winning. I was like, bro, stop, bro.
Oh,
This is
I
going
saw that.
too
I did
far.
see that. I
This is going
did
too
see
far.
that. That
This is
was the
going too
most
far.
random
This is going
thing,
too
bro. I
far.
was like, why y'all even posted that?
They don't even have a fixture coming up against each other either.
Yeah,
Like, come
like
on,
that
bro.
that
Y'all are
like
going way
literally
too far
that
with this, bro.
legitimately confused me. I didn't know what was going on there, but yeah, I mean, obviously, Wan-Bissaka. I don't know, because I think obviously there's been the reports that United want a new right back, someone like Jeremy
Hmm.
Frimpong. They've been linked with a lot. But games like this might convince them. We got our right back at home, in Wan-Bissaka. So, whoa! Just in, Bruno Fernandes is expected to miss the game against Tottenham. Uh oh.
Oh,
That's a big loss, man. But they
damn.
probably still
I
be
think,
in
I
the
think, I think, yeah, I think they'll be fine. And
probably still be
Tottenham
able to pull
aren't
that out.
scary, but yeah, I also want to say that you said they can move around that back four. Like, Maguire shouldn't play at all. I agree that Maguire should never touch the United. He should never touch Old Trafford or any Premier League pitch again. Honestly, I don't know who'd want him, but um, I get that. I get that you could slot Luke Shaw in, but the thing is, with me, it's like Luke Shaw with the injuries, especially that whole back line, even Varane, he's injury prone. They definitely need more depth there because
Yeah.
let's say like they lose Varane for a game and Luke Shaw has been playing well at left back and you just move him to center back, you kind of don't want to keep playing him. You kind of want to give him that rest at that point and play somebody else because like I think you definitely need more center backs back there. I mean, they got Victor
Mhm,
Lindelof who's really solid, so they can get another. They can grab another one. I think they'll be fine.
for sure. Yeah, and just to speak lightly about that Tottenham game that they do have coming up. Tottenham are at
Hmm.
home. And I don't know, because we've seen the matches in the past a couple of weeks where Bruno
Hmm.
Fernandes wasn't available, and United didn't look like
Sevilla.
the best. He's literally the engine of the team. Like he's the only one
Hmm.
that can pull off some of the passes that he pulls off, and he's like that spark plug,
Hmm.
that they definitely need. And we saw certain games, that Sevilla game was that Sevilla game was bad. without Bruno. So yeah, man, I don't know. It'll be an interesting matchup. Obviously, United pretty much need to win that game. Well, I mean, both teams
Mm-hmm.
need to win to strengthen their chances of making that top four and having it be secured. So yeah, it'll be a good matchup. You know what I mean? Granted, any
Yeah.
uh Tottenham, Tottenham sales. I hope Tottenham don't come out and lose that game 6-0 or something like that, because I would really
Yeah.
that would just piss me off if they did that. But yeah,
I
any
mean,
last thoughts on that?
there was
And
I just realized that it was a relegation battle match today. Leeds and Leicester were playing. They drew,
yeah,
so I
yeah.
think Leicester are just now outside of the relegation zone. Everton are now in it.
Well, the
So
relegation zone, I'm done predicting who's going down, because that don't
yeah,
really is
dude,
a
it's
revolving
so
door.
crazy.
It
It's
changes
so
every single day.
crazy. Because
So
like as much as everyone's saying Southampton's going down, they got a game against Bournemouth as well on Thursday. Too, like I just realized like Liverpool and Manchester City game that as it happens at the same time. Well, I guess like 15 minutes apart, but it's been kind of the same time. So that's kind of I'm gonna have to watch that on two different screens. And then Thursday you got Tottenham and United. So there's some really good games in midweek.
for sure, man. So I don't know, man. The Premier League table ever changing. There's only 6. Well, some teams have 8 games left. Some teams have 7. Some teams
Yeah.
have 6. There's even teams with 5 games left. But it's gonna be a ever changing, landscape. But if there are no last thoughts, that wraps up this episode of the Ball Boys podcast. As always, if you guys are still watching up until this point, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video with anyone you can. And if there are no parting comments from you, Naeem. Obviously, well, I have a parting comment. Sixers just completed the sweep against the Nets, but
I said that. So we're gonna sweep them.
bro, I just want to say that was the worst sweep of all time, bro. That like this, we might get 5. Boston might beat us in 5, man, because that was not the most convincing performance I've ever seen in my life. Literally every game was, except for the first game, every game was like an atrocious watch, bro. There was like multiple games where both
Yeah.
teams didn't score more than 100 points, bro.
Yeah.
If we do that against the Celtics, we can expect to get our behinds destroyed. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, go Sixers, man. I'm fearing the worst. I think I'm gonna have my heart
Mm-hmm.
broken once again. And Embiid's injured, by the way, again, bro.
Oh
Every
yeah.
year, he's probably gonna
That's
play
why I
through it.
said
But
like
oh my god,
I told you like it was a big thing for you guys to end that series off quick, and he still
quick,
ended up
right?
getting injured.
Bro.
But you can't get quicker than a sweep. So, but yeah, I mean, since he brought up the NBA games, I know there's 3 today where possibly all 3 of those series could end. So
Could end, yeah.
watch out for the round 1 review, man. Come
Hell
as soon
yeah,
as round
man.
1's over, we'll review the round 1.
Well, yeah, as we always say on the Ball Boys channel, thank you guys for watching. And of course, we out. Peace.
Peace.